All right. Welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you guys by the GSMC Sports Network. Just kind of reflect on what we talked about. We have our segment one, Thursday Night Wrestling, and how impressive Mark Briscoe continues to be, as well as TNA Impact Rebellion, which is happening at the Palms Casino and Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada. So make sure you guys tune into that. But before we go absolutely any further, I want to remind you guys to use the tips or donations link so we can talk. Let's talk. We get a number of questions from the viewers that come in during the show. So to ensure that your question gets read on air, I ask you guys to use the tips or donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net with your questions. Just put your questions up on top so I can see it, so we can talk about it. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, tell me what you want me to kind of further elaborate on, or simply just tell me I suck. I'm just kidding. Leave me a positive review. Obviously, we love positive reviews, but I want to be good for you. So honestly, sometimes a little criticism makes the show better. So, basically just, show me that you guys are wrestling fans, comment on anything that I have to say, anything that you want to be said on air, and we can make it happen. We can have a nice little back and forth conversation. Once again, the link is at gsmcpodcast.net. So yeah, all right, moving on. So we have our WWE Smackdown preview. So SmackDown is absolutely going to be lit. This is the second SmackDown after WrestleMania. But yeah, it's going to be live at the PPG Paint Arena at in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So first and foremost, I kind of want to talk about the SmackDown Tag Team Title, WWE Tag Team Title number one contenders match. First and foremost, kind of like what happened on WWE Raw between the Awesome Truth. I think Triple H is going to come out, get rid of the SmackDown titles, get rid of the colored belts. Like I love the colored belts. Like you have obviously it's black for men and then white for women's, but I don't know. I'm just with the red belt, with the blue belt. Whenever I saw the Fiend kind of come out, and he kind of had the WWE Universal Championship, he'd wear it around his neck, and then you would just see like this band, this blue, this like Smurf blue. It looked like he had like a Smurf wrapped around his neck, like an anaconda or something. So I was like, you know what? It's time for a change. The times they are changing during the Paul Levesque era. So honestly, I think it's a good move to kind of get rid of these colored titles and kind of just make things more like kind of like united, kind of like what I think Triple H is trying to do. Trying, obviously, of course, you will always have the brand split, but forever and as a fan kind of coming back into the world of wrestling back in 2000 and back in 2016 where you had the Raw tag team titles and the SmackDown tag team titles. Yeah, it's cool. You can have the Raw titles, SmackDown titles, but the belts just look kind of wonky. And that, of course, that's just me. That's just me. That's my opinion. Your guys' opinion could be different. Could be, you could be like, oh, dude, whatever, man. I love the red and blue belts. Like, that's cool. I want to feel like I have a Smurf wrapped around my waist at all time. Like, let's do it. Like, that's all power to you. Teach your own. This life is your life. I support it and I love you. So, whatever each your own. Anyways, so we had the number one, contendership for the WWE Tag Team titles. It's going to be the Street Profits against Pete Dunne and Tyler Bates, Legado del Fantasma, and you also have, AOP. So kind of breaking this down a little bit, like you saw AOP on WWE NXT, kind of feuding with Frazier and also Axiom, kind of going after the titles there. So honestly, I don't really think they really have a chance. If they win the titles, that would be kind of redundant because you're like, well, why would you let these guys go to another show if you're going to give them the gold on SmackDown? Doesn't make sense. So, I don't think that next we have the Legado del Fantasma. I think right now, they're not quite ready yet. I love Angel Garza. I love Humberto Carrillo. We kind of didn't see them on TV for the past year and a half. And kind of made you think, I was like, oh man, where's Garza? I like watching Angel Garza wrestle, and I like seeing Humberto Carrillo wrestle. I prefer Carrillo as kind of like a face, but obviously Santos Escobar needs his his stable kind of thing. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll bite. I'll dig it. Like, you know what I mean? like I'm that fish and I see the hook and you see the piece of cheese on it. You're like, oh, that cheese looks so good and I kind of want to eat it. But I feel like if I eat it, I'll get dragged up to the shore and probably be bladed and eaten for dinner tonight. But you know what? Let's try it out. I'm just kidding. But honestly, I love the Legado del Fantasma. I like the way they wrestle, and I really hope that they do keep getting tag team title opportunities because they're pretty good. But not tonight. And then also you have Pete Dunne and Tyler Bates. You know, I really honestly do like these guys, but once again, it's kind of like that thing where you kind of have two singles wrestlers kind of trying to fight for the gold, kind of like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, kind of like Kevin Owens teaming up with Randy Orton. It's just like one of those things where it's like, dude, like you guys are two singles wrestlers, and with the draft coming, and they're going to need a lot more singles wrestlers. Absolutely. Definitely. You have Roman Reigns on hiatus right now. He's taking a break. Well, like kind of like a much deserved break. But you never really had a guy, never really had someone on the WWE roster that kind of concentrated a lot of attention towards your product like Roman Reigns. So with Roman Reigns kind of being off the tube, you kind of be like, all right, now, let's kind of let these young guys come in here. Let's let everybody kind of have a chance to kind of prove themselves. You know what I mean? This is kind of what really propelled the Attitude Era into its success and the dynamo it is to this day. People to this day talk about the Attitude Era. I ask people all the time, I'm like, hey, dude, you watch WWE? They're like, yeah. Not recently, though. I watched it with Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, The Rock, Mankind, The Undertaker, and after that, people are kind of like, but so hopefully I'm thinking that this kind of brings kind of like new fans, kind of like, newly breeded fans to kind of like, enjoy what wrestling is, and it's an art form. So definitely, I kind of want to see um, I want to see somebody definitely new, but I don't think Tyler Bates and Pete Dunne would, really kind of hold that up there. And next we have the Street Profits. The Street Profits, I feel like they're amazing. They're a great tag team. They actually have not had a tag team title run for a very, very, very long time. And to be honest, I think it's their chance. It's their turn. Like you have Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, once again, two singles wrestlers trying to be a tag team. I like it. I don't love it. But like I said, I was very surprised when they won that ladder match. I was like, dude, what the hell? I'm just kidding. No, but I was shocked. I was shocked. But honestly, for a tag team belt to be recognized and for the division to kind of be more kind of like larger than life. You kind of need to have a tag team representing that division that has great chemistry. And you don't get better chemistry than D'Angelo Dawkins and Martez Ford. Absolutely electric. Absolutely every match they fight in, your eyes are glued to the screen. So, being brutally honest, it would make sense to let the Street Profits win this number one contendership match and ultimately kind of dethrone Grayson Waller and Austin Theory short WWE Tag Team title run. You know what I mean? At Backlash. So that's obviously what I kind of want to see happen. Next, we have the WWE Women's Championship. Bayley fighting Naomi. I would absolutely love to kind of go in depth of how this match is going to go. But I kind of have belief that because Tiffany Stratton, she lost to Naomi, she's going to find a way to come in and she's going to interrupt everything. I don't know if any of that comes to a surprise to you guys. If it does, obviously you guys aren't real true wrestling fans. No, I'm just kidding. But like, you can kind of see like that bait, kind of like that, like what they kind of left, what WWE kind of left out there as a reason for Naomi to lose. So Naomi's gonna ultimately, this match is gonna get interfered with. I don't, I can't wait to watch it as soon as I get done with the pod. But I don't know, Tiffany Stratton right now, she's kind of over. She's a heavyweight in the women's division, and she's pissed. She feels like she got robbed of her tag team of her women's championship, title bout. And honestly, I would kind of like to see Tiffany Stratton and Bayley kind of go at it more than Naomi. So you can anticipate just some scrutiny, maybe just some fiddling with the match a little bit. I don't know if Tiffany Stratton attacks Naomi beforehand or if she pulls a distraction. And I have no idea what's going to happen. Can't wait to see. Can't wait to see how this match ends up because it really highly does have WWE Backlash women's title implications. So, totally excited to see that. Next, you have the AJ Styles, the phenomenal AJ Styles, against the LA Knight, #1 contendership for Cody Rhodes' WWE Undisputed Championship. Once again, this is going to be, I feel like this is going to be a great match. Like I've kind of talked about the podcast before, AJ Styles has not signed a new contract yet, so he could possibly be kind of using this as kind of like a farewell kind of tour. It would be awesome to see Styles in the match with Cody Rhodes and Backlash, but right now, honestly, I don't really see how that kind of makes sense. Like AJ Styles, he's heel. He's heel. That's probably the only reason why maybe WWE might chance it, because you're like, you know what? You have the ultimate babyface in Cody Rhodes. And then you have this guy, AJ Styles, biting and clawing his way, trying to get back up to the top. But it's just hard to count out the LA Knight, because right now I think WWE really wants him to kind of go over with the fans, and a lot of people claim they do. Although there's been a couple of doubters like Jim Ross, and I absolutely love Jim Ross, but he says the LA Knight, like, he's there, but he's not there yet. So JR, he's seen a lot of wrestling, and when he talks, you listen. So I kind of thought, I looked at it too. I was like, you know what? I looked at LA Knight's promo. I looked at the, kind of like how he comes out, to try to fight AJ Styles. And I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready yet to kind of hold a championship, let alone fight Cody Rhodes. So although I kind of have two picks. I have a I think should win, and then I have a he's going to win. Who's going to win is the LA Knight. Who I think should win is the phenomenal AJ Styles. That would make for a way better match to see AJ Styles against Cody Rhodes at Backlash. So, but obviously that's my opinion. So, anyways, to kind of cap this all off here, we have the Bloodline. We have the Bloodline, obviously, last Friday Night SmackDown. You saw Tama Tonga kind of take over, kind of come in during the ring and kind of be the new enforcer for Solo Sikoa's new generation, a young Bloodline. And then you have the elders out, the elders of the tribe. Roman Reigns is gone filming a movie. The Rock is gone filming a movie. Right now, no one's watching you. No one's watching you. And do you want to prove yourself to have people watch you? Absolutely. And that's something Tama Tonga is going to do, Solo Sikoa. And I think eventually you're going to include Jacob Fatu as well. Recently signed with the WWE, creating this new generation bloodline. And I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really, really good, because essentially after WWE WrestleMania 40 at Philadelphia, with Cody Rhodes winning and beating Roman Reigns, dethroning the tribal chief, a lot of people just left the bloodline dead in the water. A lot of people just be like, without Roman being champion, what kind of leverage do you guys to do anything? What kind of momentum, what kind of confidence you guys have to kind of run amok on Monday Night Raw anymore without the tribal chief? And obviously, it's kind of cool that this is the kind of playing out the way it is. I think this is for the best for all these three superstars. Obviously, thinking that Fatu's going to join. But honestly, I kind of see, you saw on last Monday Night Raw, they interviewed Jey Uso before his match against Finn Balor. They was like, hey, like, your brother Jimmy, do you have any thoughts that he got attacked by Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga? And Jey was like, you know what? He's going to do his own. I'm going to focus on my match. And, whatever happens, happens. I can see the Usos kind of getting back together, but Jimmy's going to have to do some serious explaining of why he's been a complete jerk for these past couple of months, not following his brother, kind of leaving a blind eye to how Roman was toward everybody else in the bloodline. And then you also have Paul Heyman. What's going to happen to Paul Heyman? Honestly, I think, and this is absolutely speculation, I have not watched a minute of SmackDown. I've been talking to my beautiful people right here. I think that Paul Heyman is ultimately going to be taken out by the new generation, by the new bloodline. I think that he's going to get attacked. I think that they're going to knock him out. To be honest, because I feel like that would kind of make the most sense. I'm not trying to condemn Paul Heyman or wishing he gets his ass kicked, but I just see this happening because Paul Heyman is constantly trying to do the bidding for the tribal chief Roman Reigns, and they're done with it. These are like, these are like kids. Like, they're like, oh, I don't want to listen to this guy. This guy ain't my father. Like, you know what I mean? This guy ain't my wise man. Like, why is he here? Why is he telling me what to do? Why is he like trying to perpetuate someone else's will on what I want to do in terms of, trying to become the next tribal chief, which I feel like Solo Sikoa was trying to do. And that just brings up questions. That brings up questions, especially during the WWE draft. Is Solo Sikoa going to stay on SmackDown? Or is he going to go to Raw? Or is he going to go to WWE NXT? What I've kind of recently mentioned on the podcast before, that Solo Sikoa in recent terms have kind of had the reputation of kind of being a loser. Kind of being a really, like, he hasn't won a match since he beat John Cena at WrestleMania, a year ago. Hasn't won anything. So what does WWE have to do to get fans to think that this guy is going to be the next tribal chief? Because that's ultimately that's exactly what's going to sell tickets. That's going to put butts in the seats. That's what's going to make people think that, oh my God, like, the bloodline isn't gone. The bloodline isn't dead. Solo Sikoa, like, he's going to do something, but honestly, I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer right now, basically because he hasn't really done anything under the tutelage of the tribal chief Roman Reigns. So it makes most sense, for me at least, for them to get drafted to WWE NXT to kind of run amok down there, kind of wreak havoc, and kind of just like, control the brand, kind of like what Roman did on SmackDown. And eventually, maybe they can find a way to kind of bring the bloodline kind of towards SmackDown when Roman Reigns comes back, or The Rock. But right now, if you're trying to bring these people, Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and Solo Sikoa as the new age bloodline, the new blood, the young bloodline, I don't even know what to call them. Definitely something of that line, But I don't know. I'm gonna have to see some more dominance from Solo Sikoa if he wants to portray himself as the next tribal chief. So, hey, WWE SmackDown is going to be pretty dope. Draft implications. Next week you have the draft. Definitely next Thursday. Next Thursday's show. So, it's before SmackDown. I'm probably going to do a nice little draft board. Obviously, next Thursday, you see the NFL draft happening. I'll probably do a WWE Smackdown Raw draft board. And, obviously, I love doing that kind of stuff. It's very, very fun. I do it all the time for NFL each year. So, yeah, it should be pretty awesome. So make sure you tune into that episode. It's going to be dope. Okay, so we have our segment 3. We're going to talk about from wrestling to Hollywood. Recently, Roman Reigns and The Rock have both left the WWE to kind of film their respected, cinemas that they want to get into. And also, we're going to kind of dive into some WWE superstars or just wrestlers in general that kind of made a jump from wrestling to features. So, hey, don't go anywhere.